Hi, this is Josh Lipton, day vlog41 of the Josh Lipton vlog experiment. Sorry for the mix up there. That's one thing about weekly vlogging is it takes me a little bit to get in rhythm. Anyways, let's see. Getting back onto my progress report. Last week was an average week. We made a little progress on the design of the new bike shop hub. Starting to get in a rhythm with it. Starting to get things established. And what other things happened? I decided to not use Klaviyo. Well, I'm not sure if I'm not going to use it, but I'm having a lot of problems integrating Klaviyo with WooCommerce. So I've decided that I should probably look into other alternative solutions. So I'm looking into using Receiptful and MailChimp. So all good things. I've been reading a very interesting book, the story of Bill Walsh. I'm not recalling the title, but it's basically about the leadership of Bill Walsh and how he led the 49ers from the worst team in the NFL to championship team, and then established it kind of as a dynasty for quite a while after he started. And yeah, it's a really good read. It has a lot of good insights on leadership, realistic insights. I think that I don't know. I've read a lot of leadership books that are coming from the perspective of really successful CEOs. I mean, there's an aspect of that problem, but in this book, just being almost overly performance driven, but I think it's got just a lot of real world insight that was helpful. What else is going on? The local basket, we decided to set a launch date. September 14th is what we're targeting. Everything's basically coming together. My aforementioned Receiptful setup and getting email signups is a little thing that I'm tweaking, a couple issues with the photos, and we're getting really down to the wire here. Probably next week everything will be in place, and we'll just be testing things out and going live with it. So that should be exciting, and it should be exciting from the perspective of we're really going to get more of an insight into how Local Basket can operate as a business and help us figure out things like how we're going to really make things happen, how we're going to make it's an alternative reality to how we run Bike Shop Hub, and how what we learn from running Local Basket gets us in zone with new tools for Bike Shop Hub. I had a good session, two good sessions this week, continuing to work on my startup side projects. 3 hours of blogging, working on my business ideas for the Dream Equity blog, and then 3 hours of working on HubCrowd. For HubCrowd, I basically got my logo a little bit refined, pushed out on our Facebook page. Next step is to get I also got my style guide set up, so kind of showing my colors, my logos, my fonts. So next phase is to actually try to implement that on the website, and then I get to move on. Most likely I'll be moving on to an explainer video, which I think will be a key thing to use for Facebook advertising, and try to get signups here in Tucson for an initial test event. Back to the Dream Equity blog, not only did I spend 3 hours, but I also kind of spent some time here and there on Sunday while we were driving around, and I think that's what I really like about this Dream Equity blog, or one of the things I really like, is it feels very fluid for me to work on, and like in between times, like when we're going to we're doing a 3-hour drive up to Coles Ranch. I think I can do a lot of writing during the drive that's just kind of, it's not really in-depth thinking, it's thinking that it is in-depth thinking, but it's in-depth thinking that comes naturally to me. So I'll be tapping away on the computer if I get distracted by the kids, a conversation with Melanie, all these things, it's easy for me to come back to, unlike other forms of work. It's also something that kind of springs out of my mind. I don't need to have access to the internet the whole time while I'm working on it, so it's good for here and there work as I'm traveling. So anyway, yeah, it's progressing. I feel good about this new rhythm of 6 hours a week, testing both things. I'm also been thinking a lot about my long-term plans, how things will evolve with the business as I figure out this transition into a smaller business, as we try to get profits in place, which will pay off our debt, and then we look towards growing the business once things get established with the new site, and potentially looking into manufacturing. I keep thinking about manufacturing. All the discussion at ECF has me thinking about manufacturing. I'm thinking about going to finding out if there's good connections nearby in Mexico for manufacturing. Bike bag manufacturing seems to be a very important thing that I should be pursuing, and that's, you know, I'm sure I'll be talking about that more as I get it figured out, but it's definitely on my mind and something that I need to start researching and digging into to see you know, if I can add that into all the other things that I'm doing and make progress with it. So that's my update for the week. You know, these weekly updates are a little bit dry, just this, that, and the other thing. No real topic that I'm digging into like I did when I did my daily vlogs. So I'm not sure about that aspect of it, but you know, this isn't, like I said, I've said this is an experiment. I may be coming back. Maybe I'll do a twice a week vlog. Maybe I'll do one vlog that's just kind of this dry. This is my report, and then I try to see what topic I can cover during the, you know, middle or the weekend. Maybe I have my midweek progress report and my weekend inspiration. Anyways, just more thinking about the vlog. This has been the Josh Lipton vlog experiment, and I will see you some other time.